Hey, what up? It's Christian. With the release of MAJUUB, a new updated Fusion Warrior tier list must be made. Is MAJUUB now the best Fusion Warrior unit in the entire game? Is he the #1 unit? If you're team building Fusion Warriors, do you want him to be your #1 priority? Are you going to want to start him up to 14? Hey dog, I'm gonna ask you like this. Out of the 19 Fusion Warrior units, who is the most versatile, viable? Who is needed in that team? As in, if you're just about to make that team, you have to put this guy on there. If not, your team is going to be missing out on so much. How do their defensive stats look like? How do their offensive stats look like? Do they offer something to the team? Are they more solo oriented or are they more team oriented? How many buffs do they offer to the team? Can they be a last man standing unit? Things like this you gotta ask yourself, my guy. Easily, hey, the crown still goes to Zenkai Otherworld Super Saiyan Gogeta. He is just a monster. Let's face it. He's gonna be the best Fusion Warrior unit for at least another year and a half. No one's gonna come close to this guy. Unless they release like a LF Super Saiyan Gogeta, bro. Oh my, if they release a LF Fusion Reborn Super Saiyan Gogeta, dude, that would be crazy with like LF Janemba on a dual LF banner. Dog, that would be crazy, my guy. That'd be crazy. Next up, we're gonna be moving on to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I mean, come on. Come on. Not only is he popular, but he's also just one of the best units in the entire game. He's going to be put into Z tier without a question. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone at all. Shouldn't be a surprise to you, my guy. Going to be put into Z tier here. Next up, we have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Obviously, when you have someone like Zenkai Gogeta being the best Fusion Warrior in the unit, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla isn't going to be in here. She is a phenomenal red option for the team, but she doesn't have what it takes to outclass Gogeta. Next up, we have the green Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. We already have one, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He is a defensive unit, something that Fusion Warriors needed. With that, she's going to be put into S tier as well. So you have 2 Gogetas in Z tier and then 2 Keflas down in S tier. We have this old purple Gotenks. Even at 14 stars, his stats aren't great. Next up, we have Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. This guy deals a bunch of damage with his ultimate. Deals a bunch of damage. However, with the release of transforming Dragon Ball Super Broly Gogeta, he's not going to be as great of an option anymore. Especially with him being an LF, you're not going to have too many copies of him compared to this transforming Super Saiyan Gogeta. This guy deals a bunch of freaking damage with his blue. Pretty much as Super Saiyan Blue Vegito does with his ultimate. Definitely with him being a non-LF option, a lot of us are going to be able to have him up at 14 stars. Because of that, he's going to be put above Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right next to Zenkai Otherworld Gogeta. Now, these two guys, they are neck and neck. There are only minuscule flaws as to why transforming Gogeta isn't outclassing this Otherworld Gogeta. Next up, we have transforming Yellow Vegito. With the release of MAJUUB, you're not going to want to use this guy anymore. Especially if you have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, you're not going to be wanting to use this guy either. With that, he's going to be put down into A tier. He's a year and a half old now. His stats are starting to catch up to him. He is getting old. Next up, we have this yellow Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. This guy's going to be put into S tier simply because of his Z ability with his health. The only Fusion Warrior unit to give a 18% health buff at 6 stars and then a 20% health buff at 14 stars. Obviously going to be phenomenal, especially when you're just trying to do a Holy Trinity version of fusions. We can almost do a Holy Trinity version of fusions. All we needed was Super Saiyan Vegito, but nah, they had to give it to LF Goten. So because of his Z ability, he's going into S tier. Next up, we have Purple Super Saiyan Vegito. This guy's gotten old. He should have gotten the Zenkai, but he didn't. This is going to be going down into B tier. This green Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, he does not buff Fusion Warriors at all, nor should you ever run him on Fusion Warriors. Because of that, I'm going to be putting him down in E tier. Next up, we have the Legends Road free-to-play Zenkai 7 Gotenks. You already have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You already have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. You're not going to be wanting to choose this guy. He is a great option. However, you already have 2 other options. This is why he's going down into A tier. Next up, we have this purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Obviously, sadly, due to the fact that this guy did not get his Zenkai, he is the only viable purple for us. And because of that, I mean, hey, it shouldn't be a doubt in your mind, but he's going to be put into Z tier. We have no other purple. He fulfills his role extremely well. He restores his Vanish Gauge with his ultimate. He just deals a bunch of damage. It shouldn't be a surprise at all. We have transforming Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks next. We already have 2 red options. We have Zenkai Gogeta, and then we have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Because of that, he's not going to be really putting too much more in the competition. He's going to be right next to Kefla because he's going to be that other option you can have. But once again, Zenkai Gogeta is the #1 red option for Fusion Warriors. He is the #1 unit for Fusion Warriors. You're not going to be wanting choosing any other red besides him. We have this older Otherworld Super Saiyan Gogeta. This guy's old. You already have 3 other green options. So it's nothing special about him. Going to be putting him down into C tier. Then we have a staple. He is mandatory on your team. Another mandatory unit. His Z ability gives 40% to base strike and blast defense. The highest stat buff in the game for this team in terms of the Z ability. And as a cherry on top, he gives 20% to base strike attack towards character Vegito, which means this guy can get it. But that's pretty much the only Vegito you're going to have on your team. Solely because of his Z ability, once again, like this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I'm going to be putting him into Z tier. Easily Z tier. Next up, we have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Now, this is very interesting because now you have to put into factor MAJUUB. MAJUUB now has to be put into factor. Now, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is definitely better than this transforming color yellow Vegito, that's without a doubt. Question is, where does MAJUUB rank? Where will Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta rank now that MAJUUB is released? Beforehand, I thought he was trash. Gogeta here, I thought he was trash. But with me using him, he appears a lot better. And I'm going to put him in Z tier right next to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Going on over here to Google Slides because they do not have the pictures for MAJUUB or EX Gogeta. You have 3 other red options besides this EX Gogeta. He's going to be going into A tier. You have Zenkai Gogeta, you have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, you have transforming Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. You're not going to want to be choosing EX Gogeta over any of those. Now we have the main man, MAJUUB. Sadly, I have not been able to pull him, but dude, what he offers to this team is phenomenal, extraordinary. All right, let's analyze him really quickly right here. He is a non-LF option for the color yellow, already huge. You're going to be able to pull multiple copies of him much easier than LF Gogeta. And on top of that, you're going to be able to put Z power into him. So at some point in time, you're guaranteed to get this guy to 14 stars far easier than it is to get LF Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to 14 stars. Even if you have both MAJUUB and Gogeta, I guarantee you already have MAJUUB more stars than you do your Gogeta. Or you will have your MAJUUB more stars than you will have your Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So what this guy offers, he offers a non-cancelable permanent plus 15% to damage inflicted buff for himself and allies. He also provides a 15% to team heal upon his main ability activation, the second ever Fusion Warrior to do it. This guy is the first one. All right, he is the first Fusion Warrior unit to have a AoE green card, and his freaking infamous thing, he is the first Fusion Warrior unit to have endurance. That is already putting him well above F tier, E tier, D tier, C tier, B tier, A tier. And he has a unique ability straight ripped out of LF Super Saiyan Vegito. It's the same concept. Every time he draws a strike, blast, green, blue, his ultimate, he gets specific buffs for drawing that certain card. So you have a little bit of familiarity there. Once again, he has Endurance, the first Fusion Warrior unit. He provides a team heal. He is the first Fusion Warrior unit to have a AoE green card. Because of that, because of him being a non-LF option, easily Z tier, going right next to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Right next to him. Now, why won't I put MAJUUB over Gogeta? Unless there is a 3 or more star difference between Gogeta and MAJUUB, you're going to want to choose the other. So if I have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta here 10 stars and MAJUUB is 7 stars, I'm going to choose Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. But if you have them the same star count, you're going to want to go with Gogeta. A 14-star MAJUUB, a 14-star Gogeta, you're going to choose Gogeta. MAJUUB is just phenomenal, dude. I wish I had him. I have not pulled him, but he is easily contending with Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. And I have no doubt in my mind that within these next 2-3 months, I'm going to be seeing a lot less Gogetas and see a lot more MAJUUB. Especially on our end for the free-to-play players. Yeah, dog. We're going to get MAJUUB to 14 stars. And by the time we do, even then, we're probably going to have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta like at the most 11 stars. And then we're going to have MAJUUB 14 stars. So easily with that, boom, that guy is definitely your second best yellow option. Now let's look at team building wise. Team building wise, you're going to want to have the red Zenkai Otherworld Super Saiyan Gogeta, Zenkai Transforming Dragon Ball Super Broly Gogeta, so they'll function as both your red and your blue. For your green, you have LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. For your yellow, if they are both the same star count, go with Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. If there is a 3 or more star difference, go with MAJUUB. I would most likely go with MAJUUB if they were the same star count. But if Gogeta has more stars than MAJUUB, go with Gogeta. It's just a very tight race between them. It's so close. It's so close. If MAJUUB just was a revival unit, he would go over Gogeta. But because he only has endurance, that's going to hinder him. That is going to hinder him. And plus his stats are a little bit down below. So it's just neck and neck between these two guys. So I would leave that up to you. You choose which yellow you want to have on your team. And then for your purple, the only one is Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, which is right next to the right of MAJUUB. And then for your core bench, for sure, you're always going to want to have him on your Fusion Warrior team. It is going to be the free-to-play red Vegito. Your second best red option is Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Your third best red option is Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Your second best green option is Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Your second best blue option is going to be Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. A great bench unit is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Transforming Yellow Vegito is going to be your third best yellow. And then Legends of Roto Zenkai 7 base form Gotenks is going to be your third best green. EX Gogeta here is going to be your fourth best red. Super Saiyan Vegito down in B tier and everyone below him, you're not going to want to use them. So Z tier, you're going to want to have all those units on your team without a doubt. And then if you don't have someone like Zenkai Gogeta or either of the Zenkai Gogetas, then you'll choose Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. If you don't have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you'll choose the second Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. So it just falls down like that. Let me know if you agree.